Hello there, and thank you for clicking on my video. I've been hearing a couple of talks from my clan and my alliance, also people that I play Warframe with, but also there was a couple of comments about in the YouTube comment section about people doing level cap runs and whether I thought um, something was good for it or not. And I figured instead of a huge number of questions about specific weapons, which I did answer the first one, by the way. I would just tell you my testing method on figuring out whether a weapon even has a chance of level capping or not. It's very bro sciency, but it's gotten the job done so far. Every time I've done this testing method and you know tested this way, it hasn't put me wrong yet. But okay, so it's a little bro sciencey, but it works. Because we have a problem with testing for this. We can't spawn in. There's an equation based on what your mastery rank is of how high the enemies are. I'm LR2, so the highest I can spawn in is 190. If you're a lower MR, you could spawn in what you can spawn in. But that doesn't mean you can't test here. It means you'll just have less room to figure out how if you can or not. But this actually involves the wiki. We are going to pull up the wiki page for this guy. Okay. So the enemy we have in front of us, let's just double check. Corrupted Heavy Gunner, Corrupted Heavy Gunner, okay. The page comes up like this. It's on the bottom one. 8. Now the slider goes to 190. Okay. But if you type in the level, it actually gives you the information. Right? Like, this is the health value. Like, I can even go down one. Right? And now that I've gone, the up and down arrow still works. The slider doesn't. If I touch this, watch. It drops down. So select the level, put in 10,000. Won't let you go higher than that. But this is the health value. So what I'll do is not copy it correctly. Hold on. Is put it up here just for easy reference, so I'm not looking at that number. And I'm going to be testing or showing how I would test with a weapon that I know for a fact I level capped with. I know this works. And I actually have the entire VOD on YouTube and further back. It's the long one, obviously. So we're just going to build combo. And we're going to go to this final guy. And we're going to hit him. And what you need to do when you're doing this is get a rough estimate. And it would help. So, like, I saw a 15, a 29, and I think it was an 18. Oh, man, don't kill me. 15 plus 29 plus 18. And I know, give or take, there's another hit. Obviously, it's a 4-hit stance. So there's another number here, but I'm guessing it wasn't higher than that. So, okay, so I did about 62,000 with no real primer. Any primer that happened came directly off the stance, off Weeping Wounds proccing. I did about 62,000 damage. Okay. Well, I need 751,718. Now, the main scaling for Grineer is the armor, but the health values and the bonuses are the same. So if I remove the damage reduction and smack the same enemy, particularly one of the tougher corrupted enemies, and then hit it with no defensive stats on it, I will then have an idea of whether or not I have a chance of killing that enemy at all. So 62,000 on a single swing of a part of a stance. So I would take that and divide it by 751, which would be a small value, so about 8%. And the first hit is a 4 hit. So I would say in a single swing of an auto that's going to be spammed, I am dealing 8% of what the enemy could be doing. So it would be feasibly, in bro science terms, to assume I could kill one of those in 2 full rotations of the standing auto combo. Hold on. And that would be a level cap, one of those level cap heavy gunners, when I am at full combo and they're completely primed. Now, it's very bro sciencey, but the method has worked for me, because there's no way for us to actually bring in 10,000s. But at least it would give me an idea. If I'm dealing 10%, or in this case 8%, of an enemy's health bar per swing of a base level enemy or a level cap enemy, it means I could probably melt it fast enough when everything's stacked up and all of my bonuses are on, because I don't think I have any glad mods on this frame. Let's see what the actual build is. I think it's just the strip build. Yeah, I'm not running any glad mods on here. It's just in strikes on here. So it's a strip build where I can just throw out one and it guarantees the 100%. Yeah. And obviously in that situation, corrosive isn't helping me. And I would kill even faster if I had steel charge on. But I hope this helps in what my personal method is. It's the closest thing I could find to relevant information that's actually in game of whether or not you'd be able to kill something or not. Because either if something under ideal terms isn't gonna die, what chance do you have on something that actually has its defenses up? But for testing purposes, I hope those of you that are considering level caps would at least at a minimum incorporate this method into your testing, because it's helped me a lot on knowing whether or not something's useful at all. Just make sure when you're testing to obviously test on the appropriate faction. It does mean you're going to have to go into missions and do like test runs. I use the Helios and you should too for it. Just pick up scans. So you can actually bring them into the Simulacrum. But this is how I figure out whether a weapon would be good or not for killing something at level cap. So I hope this helps. I hope it's informative. And it's just the way I've done it, because there's no actual in-game method of figuring out where it's like spawn in a level 10,000 enemy and smack it unless you're already at level cap. That, because obviously if you're at level cap killing enemies, then clearly the weapon can do level cap, right? But this at least would give you an idea of whether or not something has a chance of doing it. So, food for thought. I hope this is helpful. Thank you all for watching.